Ladies and gentlemen, there is a force within you that you may have forgotten. A strength, a spark, a power that has not faded. It has only waited for you to believe in it, waited for you to act on it. Every individual is born with a unique and powerful essence within them, an inherent potential that is not taught, given, or borrowed from the outside world, but a say embedded within the core of their very being. This potential is not limited by age, background, appearance, or circumstance. It exists as a natural part of who we are, waiting often quietly for recognition and release. This concept of inherent potential invites us to shift our mindset. Society often conditions us to believe that we must seek power externally through titles, wealth, validation, or comparison. But true power is not found in the applause of others or the trophies on a shelf. It is not something that can be handed to you by the world, nor can it be taken away by it. It already lives within you. Are your thoughts, talents, instincts, and even your deepest pain all carry the raw material of greatness. Think of a seed. It may appear small, unremarkable, even insignificant, yet within it lies the blueprint for a towering tree or a field of vibrant flowers. The seed contains all the genetic code it needs to become what it was designed to be. What it needs is the right environment, soil, light, time, and care. The same is true for human beings. We all carry seeds of purpose, creativity, and strength. But many of us have never been taught to nurture them, or worse, have been convinced that we don't possess them at all. Inherent potential doesn't mean instant perfection. It means you have the capacity to grow, to transform, to overcome. It means you were made with purpose and equipped with the tools to fulfill that purpose, even if those tools must be sharpened through discipline, failure, and perseverance. And often we discover just how powerful we are not in moments of ease, but in moments of pressure, decision, and trial. One of the greatest tragedies is to live an entire life underestimating yourself, failing to realize the power you carry simply because you never looked within. In a world that constantly shouts at you to conform, to compare, to compete, it takes courage to believe that what is inside you is enough. But it is. Not because of who the world says you are, but because of who you truly are beneath the surface. Education, mentorship, and Experience A are vital. They help shape and guide us. But they do not give us our potential. They simply help us see it more clearly and use it more wisely. Like a sculptor chipping away at marble, life helps us uncover the masterpiece that was always inside. So the next time you doubt yourself, pause and remember this truth. Sir, you are not empty. You are not powerless. You carry a spark that can light fires, a voice that can shift minds, and a presence that can bring healing. You don't need permission to be powerful. You already are. Your task is to believe it and live like it. True strength is not just found in the force of your hands or the swiftness of your feet. It is most powerfully expressed when your abilities are aligned with a purpose. Purpose is what gives power its meaning. Without it, power is aimless, unstable, even dangerous. But when you know why you do what you do, when your actions are guided by deep conviction and clarity of intention, your inner power becomes focused and unstoppable. Every person is born with gifts. Some are obvious: intelligence, talent, charisma. Others are quieter: patience, empathy, endurance. These gifts are not random. They are the tools you've been given to carry out your purpose in this world. The problem many face is not a lack of power, but a lack of purpose. Without purpose, life becomes a series of disconnected efforts. You may work hard, but feel empty. You may achieve success, but feel unfulfilled. That is because power without direction leads to exhaustion, not elevation. Purpose brings direction. It acts as a compass in a world full of distractions. When you know your purpose, whether it's to teach, to build, to serve, to heal, to lead, your energy finds its natural flow. Obstacles no longer stop you, they shape you. Setbacks become setups. Your purpose doesn't just push you forward, it pulls you forward. It becomes the fuel for your passion, the source of your perseverance. It's important to understand that your purpose doesn't have to be dramatic to be powerful. You don't have to change the whole world. You just have to faithfully impact the world around you. A kind word, a helping hand, a dedicated life, these are expressions of a purpose-driven life. The most powerful people are not always the ones in the spotlight, but often the ones quietly making a difference because they are committed to something greater than themselves. When your power serves your ego, it fades. But when your power serves a cause, it multiplies. That's the shift purpose creates. It transforms selfish ambition into selfless contribution. You are no longer chasing recognition. You're building impact. You stop asking, what can I get? And start asking, what can I give? That's where your true power begins to grow. And purpose isn't just something you find once. It evolves. It deepens as you grow. Sometimes pain reveals purpose. Failure clarifies it. People who suffer loss, injustice, or rejection often discover within themselves a voice, a vision, or a mission they never knew they had. Their pain becomes their platform, and their weakness becomes the channel for their greatest strength. So if you feel lost, don't just look around, look within. Ask not just what you are good at, but what you are called to. Ask what moves you, what angers you for the right reasons, what problems you feel burdened to solve. In those questions lies your direction. And when you begin to walk in that direction, with your gifts in hand and your heart on fire, your power will no longer be underestimated, it will be undeniable. Adversity is often misunderstood. Many see it as a barrier, a punishment, or a sign of failure. But in truth, adversity is one of life's greatest teachers, and often the very thing that awakens the power within you. Strength is not revealed in comfort, it is forged in challenge. Courage is not needed when the path is smooth, it is summoned when the road is steep, when the nights are long, and when everything inside you is tempted to give up. Life does not promise to be easy. Storms will come. You will face rejection, disappointment, betrayal, failure. There will be moments when you feel like everything is against you, moments when your heart is heavy, your mind is tired, and your hope is low. But here's the truth. Those are the very moments where your hidden strength comes alive. Adversity is not meant to destroy you, it is designed to develop you. Just like a muscle must be stretched and torn in order to grow stronger, your spirit must face resistance in order to build endurance. You don't discover how brave you are until fear knocks on your door. You don't realize how resilient you are until you've been knocked down and had to choose whether to rise again. Every hardship carries a choice, to shrink back or to dig deeper. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to keep going despite fear. It is choosing to believe that you are more than your circumstance, that the story isn't over, that your pain has a purpose. People often say, I can't take this, but somehow they do. And not only do they survive, they emerge stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. That is the paradox of adversity. It breaks you open, but it also builds you up. You see, diamonds are formed under pressure. Gold is refined in fire. Trees grow deep roots through storms. And people become powerful through perseverance. It is in adversity that character is shaped, values are tested, and inner power is revealed. You can read about strength, talk about strength, admire strength, but until life demands it from you, you may never know just how much of it you have. Do not despise the tough seasons. They are not wasted. Every tear, every sleepless night, every unanswered question is shaping something within you. It may not be visible now, but one day you'll look back and realize that what tried to break you actually built you. And that realization will give you a quiet confidence, not arrogance, but assurance. You'll walk differently, think differently, love differently, because you've been through fire and found your foundation still standing. So when adversity comes, and it will, do not run from it. Face it. Learn from it. Let it awaken the power that has always lived inside you. Because courage isn't something you wait for. It's something you choose. And once you choose it, adversity no longer has the power to define you. Instead, it becomes the place where your greatest strength is born. Faith is not just a belief, it is a force. It is the invisible foundation beneath your steps when the ground ahead is uncertain, when you cannot see the full path, when the outcome is unknown, and when the odds are stacked against you. Faith becomes the strength that keeps you moving forward. It is not rooted in proof or comfort. It is born in the heart and held firm by the will. Without faith, even the strongest hands can feel weak. But with it, even the faintest voice can speak with authority. Many people underestimate how powerful faith truly is. We live in a world that often glorifies logic, facts, and control. While these are important, they cannot carry you through every season. There are moments in life when logic fails, when the diagnosis is grim, when the dream seems out of reach, or when the world feels too heavy to bear. In those moments, it is as faith that whispers, "Keep going." The faith is not blind optimism. It is not pretending everything is fine when it's not. Rather, faith acknowledges reality, but chooses to believe in something greater. It may be faith in God, in your purpose, in the process, or in your future. But this belief becomes your anchor, your fuel, and your compass. It sustains you when everything else is uncertain. Faith turns delay into development. It takes waiting and transforms it into preparation. When doors close, faith reminds you that perhaps they weren't meant to open. When people walk away, faith assures you that who remains is who matters. When you fail, faith helps you rise with the belief that failure is not final. It changes your relationship with time, pain, and progress. Instead of fearing the unknown, you begin to trust it. You begin to understand that just because you can't see the whole picture doesn't mean it isn't being painted. Without faith, your power remains limited by what you can see or measure. But with faith, your power expands to include hope, imagination, and persistence. You begin to act not because everything is perfect, but because you believe something better is possible. This belief is contagious. People who carry faith walk with a quiet strength. They inspire others not through grand speeches, but through the way they live. Their peace in chaos, their hope in sorrow, and their endurance in pain all point to a source deeper than themselves. Faith doesn't promise a life without struggle. What it does promise is that you won't walk through the struggle alone, and that something good can come out of even the darkest places. In fact, many of the most powerful lives were built on the foundation of faith. Their circumstances didn't make sense, but their courage did. And that courage came from belief. So if you're tired, unsure, or overwhelmed, let faith rise. Let it lift your eyes above the current moment. Let it remind you that you are not alone and that your story is still unfolding. With faith as your fuel, your power becomes more than personal. It becomes as purposeful, unshakable, and enduring. Power in its truest form is not wild or reckless. It is disciplined and directed. Real power is not found in domination or loud displays of strength, but in self-control, responsibility, and purpose-driven action. Many people chase power for the wrong reasons: to be seen, to be feared, or to prove something. But power without discipline becomes dangerous. It burns bridges, creates chaos, and eventually collapses on itself. On the other hand, when your strength is guided by principles, humility, and responsibility, it becomes a force that builds, heals, and transforms. Discipline is the training ground for power. It is the daily choice to do what is right, not just what is easy. It is waking up early to prepare, showing up even when you don't feel like it, staying silent when anger tempts you to speak, and pushing forward when others quit. Discipline sharpens your character. It teaches you to govern yourself before you attempt to influence others. Without it, even the most gifted individuals fall. Talent may open doors, but only discipline keeps you in the room. With power comes responsibility. Every time your voice carries influence, every time your decisions affect others, every time your actions set an example, you are responsible. Power is not about what you can get away with. It's about what you choose to stand for, even when no one is watching. This kind of responsibility requires maturity. It requires integrity. And it requires a deep understanding that your strength is not just for you, it is meant to serve something bigger than yourself. Think of a river. When water flows wildly with no boundaries, it floods and destroys. But when channeled, that same water can power cities, nourish fields, and sustain life. Discipline and responsibility are the banks that guide your personal river of power. They give it structure, direction, and impact. They ensure that your energy doesn't just make noise, but makes a difference. One of the greatest lies people believe is that freedom means doing whatever you want. But real freedom is found in mastery, not slavery to impulse. When you can control your thoughts, your words, your time, your habits, that is freedom. That is power. And the most impactful lives are not those who followed every desire, but those who practiced restraint, focus, and integrity. Responsibility also means owning your mistakes. No one is perfect. Power doesn't mean you never fall. It means you own it when you do, learn from it, and rise better. People respect honesty more than perfection. A responsible person is not ashamed to admit wrong because their strength is rooted in growth, not ego. So understand this says you do not become powerful by doing more. You become powerful by doing what matters consistently and responsibly. Power is not in the moments you feel strong, but in the moments you choose right, even when it's hard. Discipline is your foundation. Responsibility is your compass. When the two walk hand in hand, your power becomes not only effective, but unstoppable. We often overlook the power of small, consistent actions. In a world that celebrates big achievements and dramatic breakthroughs, it's easy to feel like your efforts don't matter unless they're grand or visible. But the truth is, greatness is rarely built in a single moment. It is the result of tiny steps taken faithfully over time. One small act repeated with intention can lead to unimaginable impact. Never underestimate what a single choice, a single habit, or a single word can do when it's rooted in purpose. The most influential lives are not always shaped by loud moments. They are shaped by quiet decisions. A student who chooses to study 1 hour every day may one day change a field of science. A parent who listens to their child every night may raise a leader. A worker who treats every task with care, even the unseen ones, is building a legacy of integrity. These actions may seem minor, even boring, but they carry us as compound power. Like drops of water carving stone, consistency shapes outcomes. Consider how nature works. A seed does not turn into a tree overnight. It breaks through soil, reaches for sunlight, and endures seasons. Slowly, silently, it grows. The same principle applies to your life. You may not see immediate results. You may not receive instant praise. But keep going. Keep doing the small things. Keep showing up. Your effort is not wasted. It is actually accumulating. Progress is not always loud. It's often quiet and unseen until one day it becomes undeniable. Even the smallest good deed can ripple far beyond what you imagine. A kind word can lift a soul. A helping hand can inspire hope. A thoughtful gesture can change someone's path. Many people think they need a platform to make a difference. But real influence begins where you are, with what you have in the lives closest to you. It's not about being famous, it's about being faithful. The challenge is that small actions are easy to do and easy not to do. It's easy to skip the gym, delay the reading, avoid the apology, postpone the prayer. But each of these decisions creates a pattern. Over time, those patterns define your character and shape your future. Consistency is what transforms ordinary into extraordinary. It turns routine into power. You don't have to do everything. You just have to do something and do it well. Do it with heart. Do it again tomorrow. In a world of noise and rush, be someone who values persistence over performance, presence over popularity. Your impact doesn't lie in a single grand event, but in the daily choice to do what matters, even when no one sees. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait to feel ready or to have it all figured out. Take the next small step. Trust the process. Believe that your small act done with purpose can shape not just your life, but the lives around you. Because power isn't always loud. Sometimes it's simply consistent. There is a certain power that comes from within, an unwavering confidence that cannot be faked or fabricated. This kind of confidence is not about arrogance or superiority. It is the quiet assurance that you are enough, that you have what it takes, and that your life has meaning. But to walk in that kind of confidence, you must first believe in yourself. You must be willing to see your own value, even when others do not. You must choose to stop doubting your voice, your dreams, and your potential. Believing in yourself is not always easy. Many grow up surrounded by voices that tell them they are not good enough, smart enough, talented enough. These voices, whether from people or from your own inner critic, can become so loud that they drown out the truth. And the truth is this: you were created with purpose. You were designed to overcome. You carry something that no one else on earth carries. Your story, your scars, your strengths, they are yours for a reason. They were given to you so you could rise, so you could lead, so you could lift others with the same hope that once rescued you. The world doesn't need more people trying to be someone else. It needs people who are secure in who they are. Belief in yourself doesn't mean you ignore your flaws. It means you accept them, learn from them, and keep moving forward. It means you understand that failure is not a reflection of your worth. It's a step on the path to growth. Confidence is not born in perfection. It is born in persistence. Every time you fall and choose to rise again, your belief in yourself deepens. When you start to believe in your own worth, something powerful happens. You stop waiting for permission. You stop waiting for someone to tell you you're good enough. You stop shrinking yourself to fit into spaces that were never meant to hold your greatness. Instead, you begin to take ownership of your path. You take risks. You speak with clarity. You walk into rooms with your head held high, not because you have all the answers, but because you know you belong. Believing in yourself also gives others permission to do the same. Your confidence becomes contagious. When others see you step into your purpose boldly, they are inspired to stop hiding their light too. That's the beauty of authentic confidence. It doesn't compete, it empowers. But this belief must be renewed daily. There will be days when doubt creeps in, when fear whispers lies, when setbacks make you question your path. In those moments, remind yourself of who you are and what you carry. Speak life over your own dreams. Write down your victories. Surround yourself with people who see your potential. But most of all, be the kind of person who sees it in yourself. Because at the end of the day, no one can believe for you. You must believe for yourself. And when you do, the power within you will no longer be hidden. It will shine boldly, unapologetically, authentically.